Tonight we have a really interesting group with us. They're called the Conduit. And we're going to go over to talk to one of the vibrational alchemists, Mr. Owen James.
Mentally, I would tell yourself to just let go and turn inwardly. Just breathe. Focus on your breath, and through that, we'll take you on a short journey.
Okay, great. Hi there, Owen. How are you?
Doing great.
Thank you for coming down.
No problem.
We really appreciate you joining us here on Up and Coming today.
Happy to be here.
And what do you love about it so much? What keeps you engaged in this work on a day-to-day basis?
I love the reactions we get from people. They love the feelings that they get out of this. And me personally, I receive the same benefits. We're, like I said, harmonizing everyone that we treat, and at the same time harmonizing ourselves.
So is it a sort of energetic exchange, if you will, of goodwill and
Absolutely.
Positive vibes?
Yeah, intention plays a huge part in the work that we do. So by sending our good energy, and these gongs and other instruments amplify that energy, definitely an exchange.
Okay. And tell us about one. I know that you've got thousands of interesting stories, but tell us about one interesting story in your experience that stands out in your mind now that you've done.
We travel around with these gongs. We do a lot of experiences all over the country. We happen to have been out in Michigan. This was when we were first starting, and we gonged out a guy, and he came out of the chair in tears, and he looks at us and he's like, man, I can only wish heaven was that good. And we all shared a moment, and it was really touching and emotional. But from then on, we were like, man, we got to bring this everywhere. We got to gong out the world.
Did you feel that you were onto something, that you tapped into some really good way to restore a harried, troubled, stressed out, frazzled society?
Absolutely.
To balance?
In any emotional or political climate, we can be distracted by this clutter that surrounds us, these external foreign, we call them frequencies, and we kind of block that out with the sound and allow the client to really harmonize themselves, using the sounds and vibrations. We bring them back into alignment.
And it's not you controlling the person. That's one perception I really want everyone at home to know. It's your own self-healing properties aligning with the sounds that you all make when you say gong out someone, which means tapping the gong to go around them.
It's a relaxational experience. We get our name, the Conduit, due to the fact that we can't claim to be healers. We provide an environment which we put you at ease, free you from the external stimuli, and allow you to enjoy those restorative benefits that your body provides.
So that's really good to know that you guys, or your group as a whole, see that people have the opportunity to heal themselves.
Absolutely.
So it's a respite from that harried world to come to your dome, and we'll talk about this in a little bit.
Healing comes from within, and we are all our best healers when we choose and have the mind state for that kind of possibility.
And is it something that most people have forgotten, never learned, or a combination of both?
It is a little. It's definitely not rooted in the education here. It stems from an Eastern philosophy where it isn't passed along in our culture. Prevention is the best form of treatment. Living a healthy lifestyle is the first step. If we eat right, we're putting good things into our body. That's one of the things. But freeing ourselves from these external stimuli that cause us stress. Stress puts us into a state of fight or flight, and we're always trying to balance ourselves. I use the example trying to carry a hot cup of coffee on a ship in the middle of a sea. It's a process. We kind of take the process out, calm those seas, and allow you to harmonize yourself.
What's been the most challenging thing as a vibrational alchemist? I know that you may have to, it may work in your favor, people's inquisitiveness, or it may work opposite as something that I think that might be a bit of a challenge. But what do you find as a challenge, and how do you overcome them? Like, because it's really interesting.
It's a process for us. I think one of our biggest challenges is our visibility, to become into the consideration set for people, for the general population, as a form of relaxation, as even a healing modality. You know, when people want to unwind, they go to the spa. Well, you know, what's the services listed at a spa? Why wouldn't you get a gong massage? You know, feel the vibrations and take a little time out mentally. You know, it's a great way to recharge. Another challenge we have is logistics. There's not a whole system in place for how to run a gong business. You know, so we're kind of coming into our own challenges and overcoming them as we go.
But you're growing, and you're getting more and more appreciation from the general public. I saw you guys, or some of you are representatives, I'll say representatives because I didn't get their name, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But that they were at the CT River Music Festival 2 weeks ago, and they were able to draw the crowd closer to the stage, and then everyone could feel the vibrational energy, and it was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
which is another reason why I'm very just
it's
grateful
such
you
a
guys
demand for what we have. You know, one of our bigger challenges is how to keep up with that demand as we grow so fast. So, and we're working a lot towards that, building a curriculum to train new recruits that want to help out and want to help gong. Also keeping our own studies, building on ourselves, and we get the benefits of the group because everybody has voices, and we can hear each other and grow from each other. And the group really sets the ideal high, and we all take the best out of ourselves and put that into the group. You know, it's really a great thing.
It's also you guys exchanging the best with your audience, and then the audience also exchanging that best, feeling it and returning it.
Absolutely. I've grown in the last 2 years, just leaps and bounds in my own personal life, you know, emotionally and spiritually. I've found quite a centering. I think that we awaken a consciousness in our clients in that same respect. Hopefully they realize there is so much going on in this world around them in a vibrational sense, you know. And it's really amazing when we open our eyes and see past the day-to-day hustle and bustle.
Okay. I have 2 questions that are in my mind, and I hope that the order won't disrupt you too much, but it transcends language.
Absolutely.
There is no, and what I mean by that, there's no spoken language, so the musicality of it can reach around the world.
Absolutely.
Universally. Is that true?
Well,
in
it's
your experience?
you know, I've seen gong players classify what they do as intuitive free jazz.
Okay.
And that's one great way to classify it. I think that the whole experience that we offer definitely escapes words, and really that's what we shoot for. Loss of thought formation, where you just feel and are and you just become. If you can put an experience into words, that's such a beautiful thing, and we're always looking for that. But if it's just I was green, you know, even something like a color sensation, that's such a beautiful thing too.
And the second question is, someone who's sensitive to their energy of places. You have clairaudient, you have clairsentient, and the clairsentient person does have to be very careful what they expose themselves to, just because they do feel energy from everything. But as you were saying before, it would help them to rebalance.
Yeah.
So would it be something safe for someone clairsentient, do you think? And safe being your own
I think,
experience,
you know, and I'll
interpretation.
pull from one of our mentors, it doesn't touch anything that's real for that person. It will just help. It's a guide. It puts an automatic transcendental meditation, puts them into that state. And energetically, we're very careful about the people that we surround ourselves with and the energy we're sending at the initiate. And we put that as the highest priority. We want to make sure we're given the best experience and the highest quality that we can.